Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on external scripting and styling. The reason why we have external scripting and styling is that it helps us reference our script from more than one HTML document. Also, it really helps us in developing code because it takes code that we've established that's good code and it puts it in a separate file for us so we don't mess around with it and we can start developing new code in our HTML document. This is my platform dude here. Let me just double left click on it, and there he is. And he can do his thing. He moves to the left, and he shoots, and he moves to the right, and he shoots. Let me get my cursor out of the way, and he can move to the right again, and I can stop him, and I can shoot him. So this is just like we had on our last tutorial. But what we're going to do now, we're going to take the script that we know already works. We're going to put that in a separate JavaScript file, .js, so we don't mess around with it. And then we're going to have our HTML document linked to that separate JavaScript file. And then we can develop new JavaScript code in our HTML document. And if we mess up with something, we won't be messing up our old code, which we know already works. So here's one way of going about doing it. Move this out of the way. I'm going to come here and right click and look at the code, and I'm going to open with Notepad, and there's all my style code right here. There's my scripting code. It goes from here all the way down to right to there. And that's a lot of code to mess around with, but I know that code works. So I want to preserve that code, and I'm going to put it in a separate file. Well, let's see how I do that. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to make a new text document, and I'm going to call it my script.js for JavaScript. I'm going to click on it, and it says if you change the extension, you'll destroy the world. Are you sure you want to do that? And I say yes. And so now I get this thing that looks like a script file. And I want to make sure that I can open this in Notepad as well. I don't want to open it and, the point is that I can use all free stuff. Don't pay for any of this stuff because you don't have to. I mean, you'll be getting ripped off unless it's really something good. Okay, so I'm going to come back here and I'm going to take all of this script stuff that's here, just make sure it's the script stuff, and I'm going to go between the script tags. I'm not including the script tags. I am not including the script tags. I'm going to do a Control X, get it out of there, and then I'm going to come here and I'm going to do a Control V, and then I'm going to come here, File, and Save. And now I have all my script stuff. There's my new document. I have all my script stuff in this other external file called myscript.js. Now the thing is, how do I link to it? Well, what I've done is I've done some copy-paste code here, and I'm just going to take and copy it from here so you don't have to watch all my slow, tedious typing, but you can see the code. And I'm going to come here to where I have the, whoops, it looks like I picked up a script tag. I'm going to come right here to where I have this, and I'm going to do a Control V. Alright, you see it says script type equals inside quotes text / JavaScript, end quotes, src equals quotes myscript.js, end quotes, and then there's the ending script tag. Okay, so what this does is that this links now to my script.js right here. Now, if this were in a separate folder, I'd have to put the directory structure here. And I'm just going to come here and save this. What I want to make sure of is I want to make sure that I didn't pick up inadvertently one of my script tags that went in here. So I'm going to open this with, I'm going to open it with Notepad. And let me scroll down here. Yeah, I did. So I'm going to get rid of this guy. See that script tag down there? I'm getting rid of him. I don't want any script tags inside my script document. And then I'm going to come here to File, and I'm going to save it. Okay, and I'll just close the dude. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and see if this guy still works. what I have to do is I have to find my dude, and let's see, he's right here. There he is. Just bear with me. I'll bring him. Okay, so there he is. I'm going to do a refresh, and let's see if he still works. Yep, he still works. And I've gotten rid of all of that code. Well, at least I put all that code that I know works, all the JavaScript code that I know works, and I put it in a safe external file. So right here, so I can't mess around with it. And then I'm going to come back into here, into this document, and I can develop my new scripting code, and I can put that right here if I want, script, and between this opening tag and this closing tag in the body, in the head element, in the head element, this is now where I can put my other code, is right between these that I'm developing. So if I get an error now, I know it's not in my old JavaScript code, because I know that works, but I know it's just in my new stuff, and it really makes development a lot easier. I'm going to illustrate doing the same thing with the style sheets. Now, granted, these are very simple styles. There's not much stuff, from here to here. But let's just say it got more complex, and since we're on it anyway, let's just see how we do that. Again, I'm going to make a separate document, and I'm going to right-click. I'm going to put new, and obviously it's going to be a text document. All this stuff is text documents, There's just certain people who like to make money off it, tell you that there's something mysterious about it. All right, so I'm going to call this my style, CYLE, .css for cascading style sheet. And again, I get the warning that I will destroy the planet if I change the extension, and I press yes, and now it looks like some kind of machine there. Okay, and in order to open it, I do the same thing. I right click, so on and so forth. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open with Notepad, of course, and there's nothing in it, and I'm going to come over here to my HTML document, and I'm going to take the stuff that's between the style tags, just between them. I'm not going to take the style, just like I did with the JavaScript. I'm going to do a Control X to get it out of there. I'm going to come over here and do a Control V, and there's all my style stuff that's going to go in here now. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to close the dude, and then what I'm going to do is I've already done some stuff down here. I'll just copy paste it so you don't have to suffer with my slow typing. I'm going to do a Control C down here, and I'll show you what the code looks like. Let me put it right up in here. So here's my style, and right here, let me make sure I get this right. I do a Control V. Okay, and there's my style. Let me see if this makes sense. Did I get all of it? No, I didn't. I need this dude right here. Okay, so let's see. Let me bring this down so we can see it better. Okay, bear with me. All right, there's the link to my style sheet right here. Okay, link REL equals in quotes style sheets, and the quote type equals in quotation marks text / CSS and quotation marks href mystyle.css, and that's what I named this dude here, mystyle.css. And again, if this were in a different folder, I would have to put the directory structure right in here, okay, where the href is. Okay, so now let's see if this dude works. I'm going to save this, okay, and I have greatly simplified my HTML stuff. Again, this is where my new code would go. And let's see if it still works. Let's make sure I haven't completely messed up everything. Okay, so right click, yep, there it is, and then I put the left arrow key, there it is. Of course, when you do this, before you do it, it's always a good practice to make a backup file of your original HTML document, just in case. All right, so what I'm going to be doing in the next lesson now, I'm going to be working with this really simplified code here. This is my HTML document, and for developing my new script without messing around with my old script. And since we were at it, I just went ahead and showed you how to make an external style sheet as well. So you may want to try and do this and get used to doing this kind of stuff, because it really is a help when you're developing code with your JavaScript. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.